The New York Rangers played their first game with the updated lineup on Sunday against the New York Islanders in a nice 5-2 victory. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at that lineup there, the updated one that Peter Laviolette has decided to make some pretty massive changes with. We'll take a look at that lineup there, kind of talk about how they did in that game there, take a look at some stats and just my opinion overall. And we'll also take a look at a couple quotes from the New York Rangers captain, Jacob Trouba, who talked a bit about him being the captain of this prestigious franchise. So let's get right into it here, starting off with the lineup that we saw on Sunday against the Islanders, the updated one, and that is for the first line, Panarin, Zibanejad, Lafreniere. Then we had Will Cooley, Vincent Trocheck, and Riley Smith. Then Chris Kreider, Filipino, and Kakko. And for the fourth line, we had Adam Edstrom, Sam Carrick, and Jimmy Vesey. Now for the defensemen, we saw in the top pair, Lindgren and Foxy back together. Then Miller and Trouba on the second pair. And Zach Jones and Braden Schneider on the third pair, with Johnny Brodzinski and Victor Mancini being the extra forward/healthy scratches. But I think overall, Victor Mancini is an interesting guy because he is very inexperienced at the pro level. I'm not even talking about the NHL level. I'm talking about the pro level. He only played 17 games at the end of last season once his university season ended there. He went over to play with Hartford Wolfpack for a bit there. He got a little experience there, 17 total games between the regular season and playoffs. Has now played a decent amount of games here so far in the NHL, putting up some decent point totals there, obviously, but I don't think his overall defensive play has been as good as he kind of started off this season. So I think it's fine that he's getting a little break here, take a little rest, maybe get into a couple more games here. And if things don't really turn around, then I'd turn back around, you could say, honestly. I think it's the right way to say it. I think going down to the AHL for a bit might not be a bad idea. And by no means am I trying to say he's not an NHL caliber guy. I think he could be and definitely has shown moments of being that. But I think for his long-term development, maybe going back down to the AHL for a bit, getting top pair or at least top kind of four defenseman kind of ice time there, being on the PK and power play, definitely could do his career wonders kind of long-term wise and could really help out this team. Even if he goes down for a month or two or a couple weeks, comes back up, that could really help his game overall, in my opinion. Overall, I think it's a pretty good lineup there. I don't mind the switch up that Peter Laviolette decided to make there. Obviously, he didn't think this team was playing as good as it can, and making these changes so far in game one, although up against a not great New York Islanders team, they still scored 5 goals there, 1 empty netter. The stats say they put up some pretty good chances and had some good goal scoring opportunities, which is nice to see. And in general, it was a decent game defensively. Wasn't the best, that's for sure. Obviously, this team has their flaws still. By no means is this a perfect team, but give it a few weeks maybe, and hopefully this lineup can really be truly one of the best in the entire NHL, which it definitely has the possibility to be. It just kind of depends whether or not they actually become that, which I do think it is possible. So let's take a look at the stats here now and kind of what happened in this game. We ended up seeing 38 chances for the Rangers, 36 for the Islanders. For the high danger scoring chances, we saw 13 for the Rangers and 9 for the Islanders. For the medium danger ones, it was 9 medium for the Rangers and 5 for the Islanders. And then for the low danger scoring chances, it was 16 for the Rangers and 22 for the New York Islanders, with 5.68 expected goals for the Rangers and only 4.11 from the New York Islanders. So basically what that kind of says there, honestly, is the Rangers had a lot of good scoring chances, which is great to see. They ended up scoring 4 goals there plus the empty netter, so 5 goals, not too bad at all. And the expected goals are about around the range there, 5.6 expected. We scored 5 goals total, including the empty netter. That's not too bad there at all. But you take a look at the expected goals for the Islanders there, being at a 4.11. They only scored 2 there. It definitely does kind of show you and prove that, obviously like what happened in the game, that Igor was a pretty massive part in this victory as well, like he is normally, which obviously you want to see this team kind of be able to rely a little less on a guy like Igor Shesterkin to kind of carry this team along at moments, but it still was a good win here for the Rangers. Was it against a perfect Islanders team? By no means. I mean, they're not a special team at all. They're not an incredible team. Kind of average, if not a bit below that, you could say. So this is a team right now in the Islanders who are not great, and the Rangers got a nice, fairly convincing win, but obviously there were still a lot of flaws in this game there, so if they can clean some things up there, kind of clean things up defensively as well, which has been a bit of an issue, but at least the offense did look pretty good there in this game overall, especially with them being, their first full game there, obviously, with this new lineup there. So you can't be too upset with their performance there. Getting a 5-2 win at the end of the day there against the New York Islanders it's a good win there. Coming with 2 points there against, obviously, a division rival is never a bad thing at all. So now let's take a look at the 2 quotes here from the New York Rangers captain, Jacob Trouba, and this is from an article from the Hockey News, as Jacob Trouba ends up saying, quote, "There was obviously excitement," Trouba said, "on being named captain. It was something that I wanted at the time, so to achieve something I wanted to achieve was fulfilling, and it was kind of the start of the journey, and then I actually started doing the job." He also went on to say, quote, "When times are not as great, you gotta step up and say something and be a leader. They kind of feed into each other, the way you play and the way you carry yourself," Trouba said. "Just the way you act day to day, it's pretty natural being yourself. You can't really force it. You can't be fake about it. It's pretty genuine, and most people can see right through it. So kind of being yourself every day and be who you are." And obviously, Jacob Trouba, he may not be the best hockey player in the world right now, and he may not be worth $8 million, but I do think he is a fairly decent captain. I mean, we don't know exactly, what he's saying every single game and in the locker room, and when, maybe he's talking one-on-one with a younger guy or whatever it is. We don't know exactly what he's saying all the time and what his true relationship is between like him and Peter Laviolette and the rest of the, the leadership group on the Rangers team, obviously. But it does seem like from the outside looking in as a fan that Jacob Trouba is a solid captain. They're a good captain, you could even say. He may not be worth that $8 million, and by no means would I ever say he is, because he's not proven to be worth near that, but he still is a guy who brings that physicality that we definitely can use more of. He can block shots there. The odd moment, obviously, he definitely has a few mess-ups there and can be a liability at moments. For the most part, so far this season, I'd say he's been pretty solid. I mean, he hasn't been amazing, but he also hasn't been terrible like he was for a decent part last season at moments. So I think overall this season so far, he's improved a bit there. He's still that great leader that we definitely know he can be. And at least in my opinion, I think he can be. And so far this season, I mean, I think he's done a fine job there. So overall, Trouba being the captain, I think is fine. I mean, eventually he's going to get moved on from, obviously. I guess is probably, if it's not this upcoming offseason, it's going to be obviously the one after that when his contract does expire. I really highly doubt he ends up re-signing with this team. So I think overall, finish out this season and next one after that. He'll remain the captain more likely if he stays in this team. I doubt we'll see a switch up in the captaincy before Trouba ends up obviously leaving the team. So my guess is he'll probably be the captain for the rest of this season and next as well if he does stay on the team. Just get moved this upcoming offseason, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I do think he's a solid leader there. Is he a great player? You could definitely argue he's not, but overall, he is a fine third pairing defenseman, and honestly, I think he can contribute at a decent level there. He's got the physicality, the leadership, and I think overall, he does a decent job probably at firing up the guys there, I'd imagine. So all in all, solid captain, but definitely not worth $8 million in my opinion. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed and you like to watch New York Rangers videos pretty much every single day, this is the channel for you. So definitely hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with the channel a ton. It's free to do, and it takes less than 10 seconds, depending on how fast you can click there. So definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And also don't forget to comment down below your thoughts, which also helps the channel. It's free to do as well. Doesn't take too long, and I love hearing your guys' opinions, thoughts, whatever it is. So definitely comment down below your opinions on Jacob Trouba, because I know there's a lot of mixed feelings amongst Rangers fans about Trouba there, but I do think he is a solid captain and may not be the best player in the world, but he can be a decent leader for this team, in my opinion. And also, we got to see the Rangers have a pretty good performance in their first game with their new lineup after things obviously changed quite a bit this past weekend. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. See ya.